No more Packers playoffs. No more Abe Lincoln playoff beard. The Green Bay Packers fell to the 49ers in San Francisco 24-21. The third loss under the LaFleur era. LaFleur versus Shanahan. Third loss to the Niners in the playoffs. And it was a game in which Green Bay ultimately beat themselves in the end. I mean, we're talking anywhere from 16 to 23 points left out on that football field in what was a game in which Green Bay punted only once the entire game. So it wasn't about controlling the game with possession because they had the ball for a good chunk of the game, but ultimately it was what they did with the ball in the red zone that cost them this game. Missed opportunities and their play in the red zone. 2 for 5 in the red zone. They start the first half, 0-3 in the red zone, cashed in for 2 field goals and a turnover on downs in that first or second quarter. LaFleur, I thought, should have challenged the spot. He doesn't. Niners get the ball. If they didn't go for it on the 4th and 1 and what I coin as the Packers push, they could have kicked the field goal and they would have been up 9-7. Darnell Savage drops a pick 6 in that first quarter. That was pivotal. Keyshawn Nixon in the second half, he dropped an interception that easily could have set Green Bay up for either he could have ran it back for a pick 6 or could have set Green Bay up for at least 3 points. Too many missed chances out on that football field. 2 for 5 in the red zone, like I said. You have to capitalize in a game like that against the Niners team. Second half, Green Bay comes out with a stop. They march down the field. Bo Melton draws I think it was 3rd and 12 or 3rd and 15. He draws a pass interference, and then he toe taps one in the end zone. Green Bay goes up 13-7. Defense, terrible tackling on that ensuing drive by the Niners. George Kittle broke a big one, and then CMC to the house. Poor tackling. Should have had Kittle down and should have had CMC down. It was a shootout of a third quarter. It was a never-ending third quarter because they didn't run the rock all that well, or all that much, I should say. And it ultimately came down to Anders Carlson, the rookie kicker at, I believe, Clemson, who I think should have been cut yesterday after the game. Your one job as a kicker is to split the uprights and excel for your team. And Anders Carlson has come up short too often this season. I think he missed 10 field goals in the last 12 games. He misses the most pivotal one, 41-yarder with about roughly 4 minutes to go. And you could just feel that game slip away from the Packers. On the one drive in which Nixon dropped that interception, Niners punted, and then I believe after that, that's when Love threw that pass too high to Tucker Kraft, and the Niners got it back. Dre Greenlaw picked it off. So just poor execution when they needed to, and in the end, came down to Anders Carlson missing it. Then you had the picture-perfect Rodgers type of opportunity for Jordan Love with roughly a minute left, 3 timeouts, pouring rain, so the conditions were definitely a factor, but ultimately just a really bad decision and honestly the worst throw of Jordan Love's incredible season. Right to Dre Greenlaw, right in his hands. Christian Watson wasn't even really in the field of view there on that throw, and just a squandered opportunity. The Green Bay Packers beat themselves in this one, in my mind, ultimately against a really good football team. I think Gronk said it best in the Fox postgame. Green Bay played essentially 58 minutes of football. You have to play 60 minutes of football if you want to beat a number 1 overall seed and the best team, probably up there with the Ravens, best team in the league. You have to play 60 minutes of football. You have to execute on all cylinders. And for the most part, Green Bay did that. They dominated in all facets of the game. But it came down to execution in the end. Aaron Jones, catalyst for the offense. 5th straight 100-plus yard rushing game. He was outstanding. But in the end, it was just not enough. But hey, far exceeded expectation, as I said a couple videos ago. This is a team that started the year out 2-5. Youngest team in the league. Every single month, Jordan Love had a different top receiver from September to January. Spread the ball out perfectly. Young guys stepped up. Yosh Nijman in the game, filling in for Zach Tom, who was out with a concussion for the rest of the game, and I believe the second quarter. He did an outstanding job. Rasheed Walker, outstanding job against One of the best and most fierce defensive fronts in the league. For the most part, they held it down in blocking for Jordan Love. But there's always hope for next year 100% with this team. It's a young team. They're only going to grow more. LaFleur is a spectacular coach, and we'll have to see what's in store for Green Bay next season. It was a heartbreaker of a loss, but we move on to bigger and better things. And signing off the season for the Green Bay Packers with a Go Pack Go.